Fellas, AC here. Welcome to another review. Now, a while back I did a video on top 5 women's fragrances I wear and love. This is the second part, and I thought of doing this so quickly because today is Mother's Day, and mothers really are amazing. I think I'm lucky to have a fantastic mum, and I think all of us boys, and girls would say that mothers probably have the biggest influence on their lives. Dads absolutely play an amazing pivotal role, but you spend more time, at least traditionally, with your mothers. Not so much nowadays, but traditionally you spend more time with your mums, and I was very fortunate to spend long hours with my mum. Most of my recreational activities were inspired by my mother. I mean, I'm a massive cricketer. I've spent all my life playing one or two sports. One of them was introduced by my mum, cricket. So I thought on Mother's Day, and since I feel so much about my mum, I'm going to do another episode of women's fragrances. Although my mother is not hugely into fragrances, she has 5 or 6 fragrances. White Linen is her favorite by Estee Lauder, which I don't have in my collection, but I'll get one because it's special for her. So here we go. 5 women's fragrances I own and wear and love, and this is part 2. So number 1, let's start with the fragrance which is my scent of the day. This is a fragrance which is special, very special, and I really can't understand it after wearing so many times. It's a masterpiece. It's Ambre Nuit by Dior, Dior's Prive line. Now, this is my scent of the day. I feel as if I'm in heaven when I wear this fragrance. And it's been reformulated. The reformulated version is pretty good, but it's nowhere near the vintage. Vintage was released in 2009, and the notes breakdown is what confuses me. It says it's got amber. I don't think so. It's got ambergris, grey ambergris. It's got rose, which is right. It's also got pepper, I believe. It's got grapefruit and bergamot. So how it smells like is not very easy to explain. It's got this amazing note of ambergris. If you want to learn about ambergris, try Ambre Nuit. It's absolutely magical. The rose basically is just superb. It's like fresh bouquet of roses. And that pepper, that pepper which is hated by so many people in designer fragrances, just amps up the whole thing. It's like a golden hue. This fragrance is golden somehow. It's a golden hue of warmth, of mystery, of magic, really. It's a magical fragrance. If I just was to stop here and say this is a rose fragrance, it would be doing immense disservice to this fragrance. But it's very hard to explain what I'm smelling. Apart from the words magical, sometimes it smells gourmand, sometimes it smells like an oriental, sometimes it smells like a woody oriental. It's just a fantastic, fabulous fragrance. Shame it's been reformulated. The reformulated version is nowhere near the vintage. I'm lucky enough to have both, and I've compared both. I'll do a video if you want. This is my Dior Prive little box of all Dior. This is the vintage. And the juice color I don't have the real one here. I think it's downstairs. Not the real one, but the latest one. The juice color is more or less the same. I'll do a proper comparison video if you like. But I find it very hard to explain the scent. Apart from the words magical, it's just pure magic. It's just magic. Joy to wear. Absolute joy. So Ambre Nuit is a fragrance which you can try. It's very unisex. It's just amazing. You have to try this fragrance. If you're a serious connoisseur, try and get the vintage. The latest version is equally nice, but it's just amazing. It's a woman's fragrance I absolutely adore. Next on my list is a fragrance which is celebrating its 100th year this year. It was released in 1919, and it is a Guerlain. Guerlain Mitsouko. I hope I'm capturing this. EDT. Now, this name, Mitsouko, is basically a transliteration of a Japanese word which does not have the O in the middle. So it's Mitsouko. So Guerlain created this in 1919. This is a fruity chypre. Now, chypres are fast becoming my favorite category. I just wanted to spray it. The moment I smell this, I want to spray this. This is not an easy fragrance. And this is a vintage pre-barcode. So you can see there's no barcode. This is just a label here, paper label. This is from the 80s, I believe. Look at the bottle. It looks it looks like a lotus flower, the petals of lotus flower. Yeah, this is from the 80s. Now I enjoy this terribly, but I'm very careful where I want to wear this. This thing is not easy to wear. It's got notes of peach, but among other notes, it is a very complex fragrance. It's got notes of, since it's a chypre, it starts bright. So it's got bergamot, lemon. It's also got a very potent oak moss. In fact, a lot of guys say if you want to learn about oak moss and how it was used in perfumery in the bygone era, you have to smell Mitsouko. It also in the base has, okay, the big floral heart. So fruits, peach is the main fruit. It's got a massive floral heart. It's got rose, violets, lily of the valley, ylang ylang, excuse me, and jasmine. Major floral note, heart. And the base is a traditional oak moss, patchouli, sandalwood. It's a fabulous fragrance. It smells different in different weather. What it smells like is a fruity floral fragrance with a big oak moss. The oak moss smells like damp earth, and sometimes it gives off this petroleum-like vibe, which is the bit I think which people find very challenging. And it is a challenging fragrance, the vintage one. I'm also looking for the extrait, which I don't have in my collection at the moment, but this is a special fragrance when I want to really enjoy something complex, something that changes a lot. That's when I wear this. Highly enjoyable, but you will have to think about where to wear this. This is going to be a challenging fragrance. Work, date, night outs, evenings, anywhere you want to wear this, you will have to think. As a man, you will have to think twice as hard. But I enjoy this. You can see the dent I've put on this, about 5 ml gone. Another strange thing about this bottle is it's a 97 ml. I don't know whether the camera is capturing that. 97 ml. So this is how it used to be in the old times. Next on the list is an equally challenging fragrance, but it's one of those fragrances that I was completely bowled over by last year. It's one of my favorite discoveries of 2018. In fact, I did a video called Most Amazing Fragrance Discoveries, and in that discovery video I praised this fragrance to heaven, and it is a heavenly fragrance but challenging. And I do not know really why it's marketed towards women, because it's definitely unisex, leaning masculine. It is a Lubin, and the fragrance is called Akka. I'll put the name in the description. This fragrance, wow, what a fragrance this is. This is mostly centered around incense, but it's a fruity incense, so oriental with fruity notes. Now there's a fruity incense fragrance called Jubilation 25. Everybody loves that. This is a different fragrance. So the notes are orange and patchouli, earthy patchouli and beautiful orange. But there's a whole host of other notes. Number one is LME resin, lemony smokiness, olibanum, one of the finest olibanums after the amouages, and sandalwood, I believe. So just to give an example, if you smelled Spice Bomb, Victor and Rolf, mix Spice Bomb with a very heavy incense and put some creaminess of olibanum, you get the ballpark. This is where this fragrance is. And it's slightly animalic, but there are no animalic notes mentioned. So slightly animalic, very complex, very interesting, and most alluring of fragrances. And I love incense. Love this one. Absolutely adore this. I'll do a full review very soon. I want to wear this properly. I've only worn this twice. But this one is another women's fragrance I can easily recommend. I highly recommend this, that you try. And once you try it, if you like challenging fragrances, you'll be smitten. So next fragrance on my list is from a house which hardly ever disappoints. It is 1804 by Histoires de Parfum. I also like these bottle sizes they do. This is a 15 ml. And you know what? My greatest wish is all these niche houses should be doing this 15 ml. It's a joy because I really don't feel pressured that I've got 100 ml sitting on my cabinet. 1804. What a beautiful fragrance this is, guys. This is basically a fruity patchouli fragrance. The fruit is pineapple, but the pineapple is subdued and it smells nothing like Aventis, right? So pineapple and patchouli with a very boozy vanilla and some sandalwood. So this also is going in that chypre direction, I believe. But that vanilla and pineapple, just a beautiful people pleaser. This is a proper unisex. I wouldn't say this is masculine, but this isn't feminine either. It's a fantastic fragrance. Very, very, if you like fruity scents, you're going to love this. Very easy to wear, very easy to like. So 1804 by Histoires de Parfum. So the last one, I've saved the best for last. The last one is probably about 95 years old. One of the most widely recognized fragrances in the world. Number 5, Oud Cologne by Chanel. This is again a vintage, pre-barcode. Look at the label, it's slightly skewed. This is, I believe, a 1960s vintage. You know what? This is one of the most magical fragrances you will smell. Oh, I've smelled the current versions as well. They're amazing. But if you get your hands on the vintage Oud Cologne, you'll be bowled over. Now, this was born out of pure accident. I'll do a full review very soon. Released in 1925, this was born out of pure accident. Why? Because in 1925, people were experimenting with a chemical compound called aldehydes. And what happened was the guy who created this, Ernst Bow, had hired a chemist to work for him, a junior chemist, and he misread the formula. The formula said aldehydes diluted to 1/10 of its concentration and mixed with a beautiful floral heart, two big florals here, May Rose and Jasmine. It was to be mixed with it. What he did was he misread it and he poured the full concentration, whatever quantity was required, into the formula, and that's how number 5 was born. So this is mostly a bright and beautiful aldehyde with rose, May Rose, jasmine, sandalwood, and many other notes which I can't remember. This is a challenging fragrance to wear, and it's like, oh yes, it's got civet. That's why it's animalic, vintage version. And it's very hard to wear. You have to be in the mood like Mitsouko to be able to wear this as a man. But if you wear this and if you're patient, the dry down of this fragrance and the dry down of Mitsouko will absolutely bowl you over. They're not the most amazing in their opening. It's very challenging, as I said. But wait for the dry down, be patient, and you'll realize that you've got one of the most magical fragrances in your collection. So if you're a man looking for some exciting fragrances, these 5, try any. I would highly recommend that you try this. This is by far one of the finest fragrances, incense-based fragrances I've got in my collection. 10 out of 10, straight up. And if you can get hold of Ambre Nuit. Hope you like the review, fellas. I'll do a part 3 very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.